What's up, Internet? My name's David Webb.
I'm Marielle Edwards.
We get nerdy nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
Yeah. That is right. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of... It is Tuesday, right?
Yes, it's
Great.
Tuesday.
A Tuesday edition of the Nightly Morning Show.
David's been having a week. He forgot that we did a morning show yesterday. We did a morning show yesterday, and he forgot where he was. It's been...
Yeah, I'm not sleeping well.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why.
I've
just been tossing and turning like 4 straight nights now.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Well, we'll just have to get you some of the marijuanas.
There's a time where that would have been like, that's illegal, what are you doing? And now I'm like, oh yeah, I can...
No, we're in Canada.
The government wants me to do that because they make money.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, how you feeling? Tired?
Not great.
Not great. I'm sorry. Well, you know what?
I'm fine. I'm excited for today. Today's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
We got a new Raya the Last Dragon trailer that we're going to watch after the morning show.
Mm-hmm. We're also shooting the Patreon cosplay
for the
later.
month. Yes. Mm-hmm. Very excited about that. It's related to, what's the tease I can give? It's
our current trend.
Our current trend.
Our current trend, yes.
Good one. I get to go back to my Nuzlocke tonight and play a little bit more of my third attempt at a Nuzlocke.
Hey, you know what? Third time's the charm.
Third time is the charm. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I tried to do some little crazy makeup today, and I ran out of time. Mm-hmm. I was trying to get ready for the cosplay photo shoot. Mm-hmm. Also a little hint, but that's all you're getting. I'm good. It's gross outside.
It's disgusting.
It's snowy and gray, and you know when it's windy, so windy that you can hear the wind? It's not pleasant. So we're just gonna not leave the house as we normally do and do our morning show.
So nothing's gonna change from our normal routine.
We're just gonna watch it from the safety and comfort of our home.
The only thing is we might need to go get groceries, but we'll figure that out later.
Oh, no, we'll do a stir fry.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we'll do a stir fry. Or we got chicken nuggies in the freezer, which we've been saving as like a treat.
We do always got them chicken nuggies.
Yeah. We keep those for a rainy day. And it's not rain, but it's pretty gray. Yeah.
I feel like if you... I get compared to a child a lot. You know what I mean? People are like, David is very childlike. You know what I mean?
You have a youthful spirit.
I have a youthful spirit. Mm-hmm. I play a lot of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I also eat a lot of chicken nuggets. And I'm like, is there a way in which I have grown up? Is there one?
Height-wise. And you do have a beard, so...
You know what? I got that beard, though.
Yeah.
I do got that beard, though.
That's it.
Shall we get into the news?
Let's do it.
All right, our main story today, you know what it is. You know what we're here to talk about. Because here's the thing about doing a morning show we can't just put up a show whenever we want, is if it happens at 11:02, it's after our morning show and we have to wait a whole day to talk about it.
Yeah.
And so right after the morning show yesterday, there was the announcement, really an announcement, the trending rumor that HBO Max is going to be getting a Harry Potter television series, which is a complicated thing for us to talk about because we have said in the past that we will not be supporting J.K. Rowling financially in any way because of her statements and her attitude towards the transgender community, while at the same time acknowledging that this is the biggest news and we're a news show. Yes. So we are going to talk about this while acknowledging that we won't watch the show.
Yeah, we don't, we've made it very clear and we're not changing our standpoints just because there's a new thing coming out. We still, we support the transgender community. Mm-hmm. We know many people, it's just, so we just want to make that very clear, but this is the news. What is interesting about it is that Warner Brothers and HBO have come out and said that this is not in development. Yeah, they're like, no, we're not doing that.
And so what is being talked about is that there are conversations happening about what a HBO Max Harry Potter show would look like. Mm-hmm. And so rather than talk about that as news, because it isn't really news, I'm assuming that everything they own is constantly in conversations. But clearly this probably got out because they've clearly been pulling in writers or someone to talk, to get people's takes on what this would be.
It's been discussions.
And so my question to you, Clarus, is... We're both very big Harry Potter fans from back in the day.
Yes.
if you were to get a Harry Potter TV show, given the current climate of the wizarding world, so with Fantastic Beasts happening, with all this stuff happening, where would you set it? Who would be its stars? What do you want to see?
That one's okay. It's kind of tough because part of me would love to see when Harry's parents are at school. I would love to get the adventures of the the Marauders. Pardon me. I'd love to get the adventures of the Marauders, or I would love to maybe see when Voldemort was at school. But I don't think they're gonna do either of those things because we know where the story goes.
I wouldn't want to see Voldemort at school.
No?
No, for the same reason that I don't really love villain backstory movies or shows.
Okay.
I don't need to see, because here's the thing, we've seen a lot of flashbacks.
Yes.
So we've already seen the most important moments of Voldemort's moments in school.
That is true.
And we know that he was never like, he wasn't a good character gone bad. Mm-hmm. There's no fall from grace. There's no breaking bad in that story for him. He just kind of is a power-hungry lunatic.
Yeah, yeah.
And so to show that in a TV show of just seasons of him harming the people around him...
I mean, I guess I more would want to see his school life, and even if he wasn't the protagonist, but, like, if we got to, like what it would have been like to go to school with Lord Voldemort. If that makes sense.
I guess he just was hiding it the whole... like, it's tough.
Yeah, well,
like,
that's what I would find kind of interesting about it. There's always going to be that little thing that we know that the audience doesn't. But it... Yeah, like...
Or that the audience does, but the characters don't.
Yeah, sorry. It's
just tough because you can't take him anywhere.
Yeah.
Because I don't...
That's the problem with prequel stuff.
Well, and the problem with Voldemort in particular... Like, there's prequels that do work. Like, Bates Motel did a really good job of showing Norman Bates's push and pull towards becoming a killer and how he ended up there, which is really interesting. The problem with Voldemort is that we already know the story of that.
Yes.
And we know that he got to Hogwarts already having murdered. And so...
Yeah.
I don't want to see them try and make it like there was this one girl, and if things had just turned out differently with this one girl, Voldemort wouldn't have gone the way that he went. You know what I mean?
No, that's not the bullshit that I want.
Right. And so that's just kind of like, that's the kind of storyline that I would be less interested in.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
you would have to do something to make Voldemort a not one-note character. Mm-hmm. I would be very interested in seeing a Marauders era show that starts with them in Hogwarts and in seasons 4 and 5 ends, because I don't want to see their first years. I don't really care so much about that.
But like Order of the Phoenix?
Give me 5, 6, 7. Here's what I want. Seasons 1, 2, 3. Give me...
OWLs.
Give me Owls through Newts, right?
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 is season 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Then the season 4, season 5... War on Voldemort, and you just get into like what it was like to be a member of... Because here's what we never saw in the Harry Potter movies, right? We knew that there was a war going on, and we knew that someone was fighting, but we never really saw the fighting. We kind of saw the trio's adventures through it all, and the only battle sequences we really get are the battle at Hogwarts, sort of the battle at the wedding a little bit,
it's not much of a battle,
and then the battle at the Ministry in book 5.
Yeah.
And I think that if a show would be willing to give us more of what it looked like to be at war in the wizarding sense, through the eyes of James and Lily, leading up to obviously her getting pregnant, and then I guess the end of the show would be them dying. Spoilers for
Harry Potter.
The first sentence of the first chapter of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Not the first sentence of the first chapter.
No, not the first sentence.
The first sentence of the second chapter of Harry Potter.
Yeah, it would be like... I would enjoy that, but I don't know if they make this. I don't know if they'll go past the... They might pop ahead, maybe?
Well, here's the question. If they can get Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint to be Aurors...
What if they made a show where Hermione continued on SPEW?
Mm-mm.
No.
God, no. No, that sounds awful. That sounds actually terrible.
Yeah, that would be complicated.
You want a television show where Hermione is fighting for elf rights?
No, I changed my mind.
What?
I was trying to make a poll from like one of the books, and then I was like, well...
Willow says, what about a wizard cop show where Harry and Ron solve wizard mysteries? That's the show.
Wizard mysteries.
You give me Hermione Granger as the woman in the chair. She's like working the behind the scenes of the Ministry of Magic.
The woman in the chair. Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? She's like getting in there. She's sneaking in the Department of Mysteries when they need to solve a case, and she's reading all the big books. You get Ron. He is he's Harry's confidential informant, because guess what? He works at Wizardly Weasley's.
What?
Weasley's Wizarding Wheezes?
No. Oh my God. No.
Weasley's Wizarding Wizards?
No. I had it in my head, and then you confused me.
I got tongue twisted, and now I can't remember what it was.
It's Whiz-Bang, I'm pretty sure.
It's not Whiz-Bang.
Isn't it?
It is not Whiz-Bang. So he works in Diagon Alley, right? In the joke shop. So everyone comes in, and he's like, listen, around Diagon Alley. And so Harry is...
Wheezes, Wizard, Wheezes, yeah.
I was right.
Yeah. It sounded weird in my head. I was
my God, I was correct.
So I was thinking of a fizzing Whiz-Bang, but that's my bad.
Do not test my Harry Potter knowledge. You can test my dyslexia to see if I can, like, pronounce it, but I know these things. You get... So, like, Harry is, like, solving crimes with his joke store owning friend, Ron, who uses his joke store as a place to, like, learn information from the Diagon Alley. And, like, you know, the WWW, it's got to be close enough to Nocturne Alley. He can sneak in there and be like, what's going on? I'm just saying, like, Daniel Radcliffe...
They use Polyjuice Potion every episode.
Daniel Radcliffe as, like, a hardened detective who's, like, struggling with the trauma of the war. But, like, literally, like, he fought a war. Like, I think that, like, and seeing, like, the beginning of his and Ginny's relationship in, like, an adult sense, it's too adult. Well, but Fantastic Beasts is also weirdly adult.
Yeah.
And also the beginning of the second one involves, like, kidnap and, like, emotional mind... whatever.
Manipulate. Yeah.
I hate that whole movie.
It's something.
It's just some of the choices in there make me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, you could make a really cool show about, like, Harry and Ginny and Ron and Hermione and how they're, like, solving crimes and changing, like, catching the last of the Death Eaters and, you know, doing... There's so much that you could do there.
Sorry, who is it in the chat? Let me go back up.
I can stop here.
Potomsium said they want to see the story of the founders.
Oh, of Hogwarts?
Godric Gryffindor and Salazar Slytherin, and they're falling out.
Ooh.
That actually sounds pretty cool, not gonna lie.
And you can make it, like, sword and sorcery.
Yeah, well, because, like...
You can have, like, knights and...
They barely had plumbing, apparently. Or, like, well, they didn't have, like, toilets.
If they go back far enough, the show would have to deal with the fact that the wizards just, like, poop themselves and then Evanesco it.
I hate it.
I never want to see that happen on screen. I never, ever.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Ever want to see. You know what? Maybe that is the show, and then we're just grateful that J.K. Rowling made the decisions to make, because then we never have to watch it. Because we're committed to not, you know? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Voldemort, there's a whole bit in the Half-Blood Prince where Dumbledore theorized that since Voldemort is the child of a loveless union, that he can't understand love. His origins are interesting, but he's a pretty one-dimensional character. Snape, Malfoy are the bad guys with emotional depth. Yeah, the villain I would love to learn the most... Oh, and Snape would be in... If we did a Marauder era show, seeing young Snape would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
And tough, because it would remind me of Alan Rickman all the time.
I know.
Yeah, the Founder Show would be dope. I think also, I would really... I know no one else wants this, but I would love, like, a one-season miniseries done really well by, like, a female creative team exploring how Umbridge became Umbridge.
Oh, wow. Umbridge gets a backstory.
Because she's a character that you're like, something happened.
Yeah. Something happened to you. You had it rough.
Yeah, I would love a really creative, intellectual exploration of...
That would be very adult.
How a woman becomes a... sympathetic to a patriarchal society. Yes. And I think that you could explore a lot of, like, the ways in which the patriarchy harms women. And if you got, like, a really, like, really interesting, creative team of women who like who explore that artistically.
Yeah.
I think that you could create a really interesting show that would be about a little bit more than just wizards and like as much as I love that stuff, but you know,
it would definitely be more complicated,
sort of
adult.
in the way that Orange Is the New Black explored like the prison industrial system. Like I think there's a really interesting and how it affects women in particular. I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Adam Driver can play Snape. Dagon.
I know.
No, I hate it.
It's weird. He's too old now. If they were to do a Marauders era,
I don't ever want to see him do a British accent. I don't think. I think that would break my brain.
You'd be like,
Now I want to see him do a British accent. Can Adam Driver? I'm sure he can.
I'm sure he can.
Has he done a British accent in something that I haven't seen?
I don't know. I haven't really seen him in many things, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I met him a couple times working on Girls. He's a nice guy. Yeah, he's intense, but he's a nice guy. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. That was way back in the day before we knew that he was going to be like...
in Star Wars?
The most famous person from Girls. Yeah. There were so many people on Girls that everyone thought was going to pop off. No one thought Adam Driver was going to be like the number one of them all.
Maybe, yeah.
But sometimes it do be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I obviously I think the Marauder show is the number one for me. Unless they get Daniel Radcliffe, then I want Harry as an Horror.
Here's the thing. I don't think Daniel Radcliffe would do it. Because, like, he's spent so much... he's put so much effort into being distanced from Harry Potter so he can get other work. I don't think he would come back to do that role.
I don't know if I agree with that now. I think that a few years ago, yeah. I think that now, for an HBO Max show, I think that's just the way the industry's going.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that if the writing was interesting enough... The problem with Harry Potter is, like... Obviously the J.K. Rowling of it all, but also... if there was a number one reason why he doesn't do it, it would be because of the fact that he disagrees with her so strongly. He put out that statement through the Trevor Project.
That's true.
Which he works with. Daniel Radcliffe is a huge proponent of the LGBT community and of trans people, and particularly trans youth, which I have an immense amount of respect for him for.
Yeah. And
so if I was in his shoes, that would be the number one reason for me not to want to be a part of it. But on the flip side of it, I just think that like the industry's kind of gone this way of people get paid a lot of money to come back to roles they used to play, and he has such a wide career now where he can kind of do whatever he wants. Everyone knows him as an actor who does these weird movies. And so I feel like he wouldn't be as pigeonholed this time as he was the first time.
Yeah, that's fair.
What I was saying, the problem with Harry Potter is, do you make Harry Potter... If Harry Potter's in it, do you make it the tone of Philosopher's Stone, or do you make it the tone of Deathly Hallows? Because those are two different things.
For which...
So
if it was an horror show?
Do you make it a kids show, or are they trying to make a kids show that fits the first few books, or an adult show that fits the last book? And the question of Harry Potter is always, it's a franchise that grew up with a certain generation.
Yeah.
And if you're an adult who comes to Harry Potter, the first couple of books are rough. And if you're a kid and you try and binge all the Harry Potters, they get a little too dark a little too quick. We were a generation where they came out as we were aging. Yeah. And so they aged with us.
That's true.
And so I wonder that for people who don't get to have that same experience where it's kind of like held off a couple years for them, I don't know if the next generation is going to acclimate to Harry Potter the way that we did.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Huh. That's tough. As long as they don't make it in the vibe of like Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix, then I'm fine.
I'm fine with them. It doesn't have to have the vibe of Goblet of Fire, but I want them to have the hair from Goblet of Fire. No,
we don't. We want to forget that ever happened and move on with our lives.
It is snowing so hard.
I know, it's wild. I keep looking outside. I'm like, oh my god. It's about time though. We've had a very mild winter.
Oh my god, I did not think we were going to spend half the show talking about this, but it's time to move on. I think we talked about it, right?
Yeah.
I think we got in there. Y'all, Dagon, I know that you're going to like this news. Because we're getting a new video game in March. March 23rd, 2011.
What? Somebody clip that.
Thank you for following Zarbin Live.
Thank
you. We are getting a new video game March 23rd, 2021.
There we go.
The year we're currently in.
There we go. Well done.
Magic Legends. For those of you who are... We've got to go back, David! For those of you who are fans of the Magic the Gathering franchise, I know our mod, DaygonDAce, they have created a Diablo-like game that is coming out in March.
Oh, cool.
The game is... there's a quote in the IGN article that says, if you've ever played Diablo, Torchlight, Path of Exile, or any fast action-based RPG, then you'll have a good time what to expect here. A good idea of what to expect here.
Should I do the reading?
I can't read today.
David needs a nap.
I literally can't read today. And so, I think this is such a good idea. Magic the Gathering has maybe the deepest lore of any franchise ever.
Oh my god.
It is so complicated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the idea of turning that into a video game like a Diablo, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, they already have all the source material to work with. So it's going to be a lot less creative effort on their part, I think. They're going to be like, oh, we can already pull this, do this thing, and they'll be able to I feel like get something out pretty fast because they know it's something people like and they know that it works.
So apparently it's currently in a closed beta, and so people are already playing this. It's almost ready to go.
Wow.
And it looks like people are enjoying it, and I'm very curious how it's going to play into that kind of game.
Yeah.
There are Path of Exile really updated the Diablo style into a more modern games as service kind of game that you play with friends, you play with other people. So I wonder if this game is going to have that same kind of... It says in this article that there is a concept similar to Destiny that funnels players together for content. So gotcha. I'm going to enjoy jumping in and seeing how it does that.
Yeah.
Because these kind of, it's almost an MMO, but MMO gameplay never really gets me. I always get a little... The gameplay of MMOs typically has turned me off. I was trying to play the Old Republic on stream, right, and it just wasn't an enjoyable game experience.
Yeah.
Whereas this kind of game could be very, very fun, and I'm excited. I'm excited for that in just 2 months.
Yeah, that's so fast. I'm surprised I haven't heard anything about it first, but...
Yeah, me neither. I was surprised, considering I'm on these websites literally all the time for the morning show. I want to look up something. Here, you talk for a second. I want to look up something really quick. Actually, Clarus is going to make up the news.
No.
Clarus makes up the news.
No.
Enjoy.
God damn it. I was really not prepared for that one.
For those of you who don't know, this is a recurring segment in which Clarus has to, on the spot, improvise fake news for you all. And it always goes poorly.
Wow. Sometimes I'm funny, okay? Sometimes I get a good one in, okay? Alright. What did I say yesterday? I don't even remember.
I love this so much.
I hate it. Joy. I hate it. I get sweaty, and this is why I always make sure I put on deodorant before the morning show, because I never know when this is gonna get sprung on me.
Taters, Hammy Taters in the chat also said, I think the Mass Effect rumors are rumored for March as well. It looks like Mass Effect will come out. The Mass Effect Remaster will come out March 12th, according to certain online retailers. So I don't think that's official yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll be March 12th.
Oh, okay.
Which will be fun because you're gonna finally play it. You're gonna play it.
Okay.
And you're gonna be like, oh, this is cool.
Sure. Yeah, I've never played.
It is a shooter though, so I hope you like it, but we'll see.
I mean, I enjoyed The Outer Worlds.
It's very similar to The Outer Worlds.
Okay. I'm just not good at shooters. You know what
you can also have there's so many romance options and it's really fun. I like the flirting.
Of course you do.
It's the flirting in Mass Effect is well written.
Yeah?
Yeah, you actually the romance options aren't there's 3 conversations and if you say the right thing, you end up in the right spot. It's there's like 17 conversations, and it starts with like you not liking each other, and then like you being like respectful of each other, and then you trusting each other, and then you can flirt with them. And it's just like the way they handle it is really well done.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dagon says, in the Magic game, you play as an elemental planeswalker, and you get to choose from the 5 colors of the game, which determines your element. That is cool.
Huh. That actually sounds like fun. I've never really played Magic. Like, I had a deck when I was young that my aunt bought for me, but I didn't really get into it. It's an expensive hobby. So I kind of am almost glad. But it's really cool.
But what's the made-up news? Miller, I think we're going to get Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker in like a 3-set. It's not going to be a remake. It's going to be just a port of an emulator, essentially, onto the Switch. I think it's going to be the same thing they did with Super Mario for the 35th last year with the 3D All-Stars game, which I enjoyed, but I wish they'd done a little bit more with. I wish that Super Mario 64 was... I wish that it was... they changed the aspect ratio of Super Mario 64 for the Switch instead of keeping the old aspect ratio, but... What's the made-up news? You can literally say anything in this segment, which is why it's so funny.
I know, but I wanna be funny. Like, I like it
don't
when
worry
you're laughing.
Don't worry about that. Just say something.
Just say something.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody broke the world record for building the largest gaming PC that weighs 16,379 pounds.
Wait a second. Wait.
Yep.
16,000 pounds?
Yeah.
It weighs as much as an 18-wheeler truck?
Yeah. It plays games real good. Those cooling fans are heavy. It never gets above 22 degrees Celsius.
Wait. Can we...
Can it run Cyberpunk?
Can we take like 10 steps back? So... The implication... So you said that they broke the speedrunning record for this.
They broke the record. The heaviest gaming PC
built. You said they broke the speedrun record, which implied that multiple people have done this build.
the world record.
No, you said the speedrunning record. Implying that so many people have built this giant computer that they've competed at how fast they can do it.
There's a lot of RGB in it, okay?
Oh my god. I mean, half of that weight is just the water that is in the water cooling system.
Yeah, it's the water cooling system.
16,000 pounds?
16,000 pounds, and it's about the size of a smart car.
I think a house weighs like 16,000 pounds.
Well, it's a very dense computer.
What's in it? Like Dwarf Star?
It's
Oh my god.
It's actually the TARDIS.
It is the TARDIS. Someone broke the speed record for building a TARDIS, making the TARDIS into a gaming computer.
Unfortunately, not even the TARDIS can play Cyberpunk.
That's the same joke I was gonna make. You beat me to it.
Got him.
Oh my god, y'all, that was good. See, just say something. You're funny.
You
are funny. That was fake news, by the way.
That was fake news.
No one made a 16,000 pound.
That's not true. I mean, what are rocket ships?
They're not gaming computers.
They're computers.
No, they're not.
They have computers in them.
Sometimes. Did you know that your iPhone has more... Not your iPhone, because you have a brick that you put in your pocket. But
it's an Android,
my iPhone has more computing power than the original, than the moon landing chip.
Yeah, I have heard that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't expecting that to go the way it did, but I just needed something to play off of.
Something to play off. We're back to the real news?
Isn't the real news that the TARDIS can't run Cyberpunk?
No. The real news is that Netflix is doing a spin-off of Vikings.
Oh, interesting.
It's called Vikings: Valhalla. It's a sequel series that takes place... What? It's called Vikings Valhalla.
They're like, guys, people really like this Valhalla stuff, so just put it in the title.
Yeah, so Netflix is making it. And it is going to take place 100 years after the show Vikings.
Vikings. Interesting.
Because it's going to be about the Viking. I think most people have heard them in Western culture, or sorry, in North America rather. The Viking that is most well known here.
Beowulf?
No.
Oh.
Leif Erikson.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Leif Erikson is famously the first explorer to... When people talk about, like, Christopher Columbus discovered America, and people are like, well, no, Leif Erikson was here hundreds of years before him.
Oh, gotcha.
So Leif Erikson is, like, that Viking, and is sort of famous for being that Viking.
Cool.
This show will star... So the story here is that they've announced their cast, and Sam Corlett, who I don't know, but he's going to be playing Leif Erikson as the lead of this show.
Cool.
Which is very, very cool.
I want to see if I recognize his face or what he's been in.
I don't. I saw a picture of him and I was like, I don't know who this person
Sam...
is. Corlett.
Sam Corlett. Let's see. No, I do not recognize this guy at all.
But he looks like a Viking. And so
makes sense.
Neither of us has ever seen Vikings, right?
No, although I've wanted to, I just never found the time.
Yeah, and now that it's gonna be on Netflix, I think like this might be after Merlin. This might be a good one for us to jump into.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be as easy to watch as Merlin is. Merlin is kind of one that we throw on while we're doing other things
and make fun of.
Yeah, because Merlin is
we tease.
It's
we lovingly tease it.
Yeah. I from what I know, Vikings is a little more complicated and more serious, so we might we'll have to like watch for a few episodes and see suss out. But I've heard
what's sus about Vikings?
No, like suss out the you can't
use the word sus anymore.
I know.
Like Among Us has ruined the word sus for a generation.
You know what? I don't know if you were there in my Pokemon game yesterday. This is kind of like off topic, but one of the Team Aqua members called one of the other Team Aqua members a simp. In Pokemon Emerald. He calls him a simp.
Wait. Okay, but you're playing on an emulator.
No, I don't... It's the same game. We can go play it on my Pokemon Emerald and get to that point. But yeah, I think you mean simpleton.
Yeah,
but he calls him a simp. And I was like, wait... What?
That's so funny.
I know. It was just so off-putting because I was like, this is like, yeah, it was wild. It's in Pokemon Emerald.
Wait. But did you get banned on Twitch?
No.
Wait, but Twitch, we're sorry. Daddy Twitch, we're so sorry.
It's fine.
But the word simp
Jeff
Bezos,
came up. You're gonna.
Oh wait, we're on Twitch right now. We can talk about the word simp. We can't use it as an insult, right?
That's the rule. We can't start calling people simps. I'm pretty sure, but
like if it's not an insult, like you could call me a simp. And that wouldn't get us banned.
I guess.
Because like I wouldn't be mean. It's only if it's like targeted and mean. I think.
I honestly am not sure. As usual, Twitch has not been very clear about their rules.
Jeff Bezos, we would love it if you would come on the show to talk about Twitch policy, which I'm sure you care so much about.
Jeff, we would like to officially invite you.
Jeff, this is your call to action, my friend.
Yeah, you can grab a spot on this couch as long as you wear a mask. And we'll chat some Twitch.
Can you imagine how many people would watch the Nightly Morning Show if we had Jeff Bezos on? Do you think if we had Jeff Bezos on... Do you think if we had Jeff Bezos on, he would know what Twitch is?
He's like, oh, that's that thing that I bought for my kids,
but like
right?
He didn't buy it, right? Like Amazon bought it. Do you think Jeff Bezos is even aware of Twitch?
I don't know.
He must be.
I'm sure he's aware of it. I don't know if he's ever opened the website.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if sometimes he just like pops into streams and just like I wonder if he has like a gamer tag. What if one of the no cam streamers is Jeff Bezos?
What if Lurks is actually Jeff Bezos? The like lurk bot that it's always like in the chat.
That's Jeff Bezos.
It's Jeff Bezos. He's always watching.
Oh my god. That's Jeff Bezos.
I knew it. We figured it out.
That's so funny.
We cracked the code. But yeah, if you want to see that moment in Pokemon Emerald, it's when you fight the grunts in the museum.
Another TV viewer is Jeff Bezos.
We knew it. I knew. Makes sense.
That's wild. I've never really thought about it, but yeah, like Jeff Bezos is like our boss's boss.
Yeah.
Or like not really, because we are actually a private company. Nerdy Nightly is like incorporated, so we are
doesn't pay
affiliated with Twitch. But,
we don't actually. We're kind of like independent contractors with Twitch.
We're a hybrid entity, actually.
Great, I love it.
Yeah.
Love that.
I had to learn that for our tax forms for Twitch.
Oh gosh,
it's very complicated.
It is getting worse outside.
Yeah, should we go for a walk today?
No, but we will send you a video.
But we should take some pictures in the cosplay outside in this.
Oof, that's gonna be chilly.
But like just outside, but like come on.
Yeah. And like we'll
and we'll
superimpose a
a Glaceon or something.
You're gonna
or
give
a
it away.
Snow.
You're giving it away. What we're doing.
No, I'm not. They don't know what we're doing.
I love that. Let's do it.
Okay.
It's gonna suck, but it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, you're gonna freeze.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And is there any more news?
I don't really have any more news. I feel like I should.
Well, I mean, the show is basically
over.
You know. But
here, you talk. I'm gonna look and see if there's any last things that I missed.
Did anything break while we were
No one, Pfeiffer Sand said Mortal Kombat movie, and I don't know what he means.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But we've got we're shooting the Patreon cosplay today.
We are going to record the Patreon podcast as well. Sorry, patrons.
Sorry, patrons. Yep. We are going to do that right away. We're great. We're great at that.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of news.
Yeah, that's okay.
I know about the Mortal Kombat movie coming out, Misguided. There hasn't been any news on it in the last few days. Like, we're going to be getting a trailer, hopefully...
sometime soon?
This week or next week.
Yeah.
They dropped photos last week that we talked about. And so I'm excited for those. The photos look all right. A lot of it just is like, I'm waiting to see it in action.
Yeah. That's not a movie that's going to be based off of stills, like how the stills look.
Yeah, because the stills look more grounded than the original movie, but I kind of love the goofiness of the original movie, and I am a big fan of the original Mortal Kombat movie. I know that it's silly. I know what it is.
Yeah.
It is a B movie, but I love a lot of B movies, and Mortal Kombat's one of them, and so I am excited for them to take it more seriously. And I'm excited to see what this is, but there is a part of me that wishes that it was going to still have a little bit of that kind of over-the-top spirit that is in the games.
Yeah.
So you like jazz?
Oh my God.
Hardcore Soft Popcorn says, you like the B-movie. I have a funny B-movie story. When I turned 16, my mom invited a bunch of people over to my house for my birthday, and some of them were my friends, and some of them were not my friends. And it's not that they weren't my friends; they were like friends of friends.
Yeah. And
one of these friends of friends, like, because this was back when you like brought gifts to your friends' birthdays. Yeah. As an adult, you don't really do that anymore. Like, I go to a lot of birthdays where it's like, I just go to a lot of birthdays where like if I'm not like the best, if I'm not really close with the person, I don't bring a gift.
Yeah, for sure.
And so this guy brought me a gift, and it was like a CD, and I was like, oh, cool, like, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
And I opened it, and it was the soundtrack to the B movie. And there's like 12 people, because we're going to play poker, was the night. So there's like 12 people, and I'm standing there, and everyone's looking at me, and I look at this guy, and I have the soundtrack to the B movie in my hand, and I'm like, why? Like, I couldn't...
Oh, God.
I was like, oh, this is a joke. Like, but I didn't know what the joke was. So I just looked at him, I was like, why? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, but like, don't bring a gift. And like, it was one of those things where I was like, oh, you were in Walmart and this was in the bargain bin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just needed something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and so yeah, no, to this, every time the B movie comes up.
Still baffled.
The only thing I can think about is that moment standing there going, dude, I don't even remember his name. But I was like, dude, like, what is this?
Yeah. Oh, God. I hope he watches this morning show.
I don't even remember his name.
Wow. That's how close you guys were.
We weren't close.
I know.
He dated my friend's sister.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. So, like a friend of a friend.
He was a volleyball player. He was on the volleyball team. He was trying to... His goal was to be... here's the funny thing. I know so much about him. He was like 6'3", blonde. He had that like sort of like Beach Boy haircut where it's like shaggy and falls in his face. He he was trying to be on the Canadian Olympic volleyball team. Like, that was his goal.
Wow.
He was an incredible volleyball player. And you know, he brought me the B movie soundtrack. And, like, I will never forget I've received a lot of gifts in my life, but the one that I will never forget is
the B
movie soundtrack.
Oh, well, on that note, thanks for joining us for the nightly morning show.
I'm cutting that out. I'm putting that on YouTube by itself.
If you are watching this on YouTube or listening to our podcast feed, you can join us live. We do this every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly.
Twitch!
You also stream over there.
I do! We're going to be playing Pokemon tonight! Y'all, we are on our third Nuzlocke. We have one badge. And I think we're going to start moving a little bit faster now. I think that, like, hopefully. In Nuzlocke 3, I'm feeling a little bit loose. I'm feeling a little bit like I've been too scared. So I'm gonna take some risks.
Oh, because you haven't been doing that before.
I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, y'all.
This is gonna go really well. I stream over at twitch.tv/ClarisJakaris. We're playing some Pokemon Emerald and Skyrim.
Yeah.
You can also follow us all over social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
Reddit.
Yeah, there's so many. They're just
wherever. I don't know social medias, y'all.
Just Google Nerdy Nightly. Things will pop up.
Shane, thank you for the biddies.
Shane, thank you so much.
What a way to end the morning show. As we always say, y'all, my name's David Webb.
I'm Ariel Edwards.
Do something nerdy tonight.
Bye.
Bye-bye.